Robert Barnes saying like, oh, the Democrats have a 75% chance of taking the Senate. I don't want to hear another damn word from Robert Barnes or Rich Bears about this. I'm sick and tired of these scumbags protecting this shit. They never mentioned any of this.
So the youth, they can actually fucking talk like me, because I'm stuck with this shitbox at 150. Oh, I hate it so much.
Talk about it got updated. Look at this. All these dots are some of these individual like centers and shit. And we have been begging a pollster to actually ask what is the most important issue and if they to add Epstein. And they finally did it. RT Research. Yeah.
Only 2% of respondents said Epstein was an issue.
Yeah.
That people were upset about.
Yeah, most important issues. Only 2% said Epstein, 1% climate change, 7% Donald Trump, 8% ICE.
I guarantee you, like at least 1.9 of that 2%. So, like, I guarantee you, 95% of the people who said Epstein was an issue to them, they're leftists, they're Democrats. Yeah. They're not like. I'm sorry, these aren't Democrats, or these are not Republicans to begin with. You're not. No.
So you're telling me these dumbasses they threw a temper tantrum over an issue
Democrats.
an issue that literally 2% of people give a shit about.
Far left Democrats, mind you.
Yeah.
Not normal Democrats. Literal people who are going to vote Democrat no matter what.
Yeah, and a couple like libertarians. That's about it.
Massey and Green threw a shit fit and caused a PR disaster for the Trump campaign on an issue people who are never going to vote for them care about.
Yeah.
You have to be so utterly worthless to fall for that shit. And that's what they are. These people are utterly worthless.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's no excuse for this. Like, again, I'm still waiting for that poll from Barris where he claims, oh, the 70% of Republicans, that's their number one issue. Where? Where the hell is this? It doesn't exist. Right. But yeah, guys, like, this Epstein stuff, this poll proves that nobody gives a shit. 2%, and I guarantee you, 95% of the people are Democrats, and they're all online. Nobody gives a shit about the issues, or I should say about the Epstein issue. Nobody cares. And this isn't peak hysteria, by the way. This is in the middle of peak hysteria. Oh my goodness, Trump is covering the files up. That's been the gaslighting operation now, and now it turns out nobody cares. Nobody gives a shit. It's pathetic. But I mean, like, these other issues, if you're the Republican Party, you have to love this. The economy and immigration are the top two most important issues. And take a guess, even to this day, Republicans are winning both the economy and immigration. The abolish ICE stuff is dying. That stuff's already, like, dying out. Because people are realizing, oh, it was response bias, it was fake, nobody gives a shit. People trust Republicans over Democrats in the economy, so that's objectively a good thing. That's still number one issue. Not by much, but they still do. But really, the only issues that are negative for Republicans is like Epstein, climate change, healthcare, and like ICE or whatever. That's it. Nobody gives a shit about these issues. What does social and politics mean? I actually don't know. That is one question I do have. What does politics mean? I'm guessing maybe like the general discourse, maybe like the, I don't know, like threat to democracy or something. I don't know, actually. Marcus Holiday for 2. Did y'all see Rubio's speech? It was great. I saw most of it. I liked it. Yeah, I think Rubio gave a good speech about Western civilization. I liked it. And again, I still think Democrats are favored in the House. But
Democrats are going to be favored into the... People need to stop with this shit. The Democratic Party is going to continue to be favored in the House until Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act is removed. It has been biased to the Democratic Party ever since, with fucking minority majority districts. These race-based minority districts are going to always give the Democratic Party the edge when it comes to the House. There's a reason why Republicans do better in the Senate, but worse in the House. It's almost like, as a whole, across states, Republicans do better, but when you have to take into account all these minority factions coming in and doing this shit with the House seats, suddenly Democrats have a lot more powerful voting force.
Yeah,
and they're going to keep doing that shit too, especially with like the Virginia gerrymander with fucking Jay Jones. What was his name? Jay Jones? Jerry Jones?
No, it's Jay Jones. Not Jerry Jones.
Yeah, Jay Jones going, we're going to push for democracy. Like, no, when you say you're pushing for democracy, you're depriving 48% of the state of Virginia of fair representation.
Well, I think that Virginia referendum, it's going to be a lot closer than people think it's going to be. I still think it's going to pass, but I still want to meet these Republicans that are for the redistricting in Virginia. Because that's what I'm noticing. These polls are claiming like, yeah, 30, whatever. The point is, it came out like right at the start of it, and they found that the generic ballot right now is D+3. With independents only going to Democrats by 5 points. That's it. Not by 30, not by 27, by 5. With 31% of independents unsure. So, the point is, like, we do have to discuss the state of the midterms, how it's looking, and why some of this shit going around on, like, Robert Barnes saying, like, oh, the Democrats have a 75% chance of taking the Senate. Oh my gosh. Do you see that, Tyrone? That tweet?
I did not actually see that.
Yeah, Robert Barnes said the Democrats have a 75% chance of taking the Senate. I'm not even joking.
Barnes is an idiot who fell off in 2021. Why people take him seriously still is beyond me.
Yeah, well, we'll get to that because some of the stuff going around is crazy. And, like, it's just nuts. But yeah, like, they're now saying there's a 75% chance Democrats take the Senate. And we're not saying 50-50. They're saying they're going to get a majority. I'm not even joking. And I went over the math. How did Democrats get a House Senate majority? They're not going to win Iowa. They're not going to win Florida. They're not going to win Texas. So you just need one more state.
They're not going to hold Georgia.
You don't think so?
I don't think that they're going to hold Georgia as it continues to get worse for Ossoff.
Yeah, we'll see.
I think the only state that they're going to flip, per se, would be like New York, or not New York, North Carolina, sorry.
Yeah, I think North Carolina's seat. That is a question even then. What?
Look at this. Look at this shit.
Send it. What?
Yeah, fucking House Bill 863 would remove mandatory minimum sentences for child rape offenses in Virginia, such as aggravated sexual battery or rape of a child under 13, allowing judges to impose lighter sentences like probation or reduced jail time based on specific cases. Sources is literally the Virginia House site.
What? remove mandatory minimum sentences for... And people are going to take the Democrat Party seriously in Epstein. I don't want to hear another damn word from Robert Barnes or Rich Barrett about this. I'm sick and tired of these scumbags protecting this shit. They never mentioned any of this. Notice that? They never mentioned Reid Hoffman. They never mentioned Les Wexner. They never mentioned anybody like that. But oh, they had the time to mention, oh, freaking John Hudson should drop out because something donation. I'm getting so sick and tired of these people. They never mentioned shit like this. I'm like, how can anyone like Thomas Massey, MTG, they go around making a big deal with Epstein? Which, fine, talk about it. Fine, go ahead. Some of the files, they should be investigated. I agree with that. But have any scumbags mentioned anything going on in Virginia right now? Have they mentioned the giant trafficking crap that happened under Biden, that where hundreds of thousands of kids disappeared? Did they say a damn word about that ever?
No, and they don't want to, because that's politically inopportune for them, because they were in control for 4 years. And if people say you could have stopped our children from going missing, they'll have no response other than
Epstein
to admit that they were okay with it. Because ultimately, these people don't give a shit if your children get raped, as long as they're making money off it.
It's the most moderate it's been in like decades. Well, funny enough, I did a quick fact check of this. And you can probably guess. Hello?
No, I'm here. I'm here.
Okay, oh, no, my thing, like, I thought my thing crashed for a second. We're good. Okay. But yeah.
Yeah, no, we're good.
Right here. I did a quick fact check. I did 5 minutes. I did like 2 Google searches. All right. I went back to 1976 and used every single exit poll since then. And take a guess. Yes, the 2024 electorate, it was more moderate than 2020-2016. Okay? Barely by 4 points. But guess what? It was still significantly less moderate than it was in the early 2000s. In fact, it was the 5th least moderate electorate since 1976. Man, the electorate's getting more like moderate over time. Does this look like it's getting more moderate?
No.
Look at this. I just like
Don't think it do, Mr. Stancil.
One Google search, and I found that. So that's what they're pushing now. That's the excuse for these polls. Oh, the electorate's super moderate now. Wait, what? Based on what? The exit polls, and he's claiming the exit polls showed this in 2024. No, they didn't. I went back to 1976, and they're now claiming the electorate's getting more moderate, and I'm starting to think something's going out the polls now, with like the who's taking the polls and not taking them. I think right now, and I'm not trying to say this is a guarantee, but remember the response bias when Harris became the nominee? I guess we got to talk about Ohio's governor race. If you live in Ohio, my take is leave your ballot.
Sorry. My take is I'm sorry for you.
Leave your ballot blank in Ohio for the governor primary. Don't vote. Vote for other primaries, but leave the governor one blank. Ramaswamy's a joke, and they're a guy. What little chance he had last night was dead. That was stupid of him. Cole DeLanks has been a member for 15 months. Thank you so much, good sir. But yeah, like if you live in Ohio, like I will not support Ramaswamy. There, I said I'm not going to endorse him.
Yeah, we're not endorsing Ramaswamy. We're not endorsing Push, especially after Push is fucking crap on this side.
Yeah, even a lot of like his biggest supporters are like, dude, what are you doing? Stop it. Seriously, do you think that's going to work in a Trump plus 10 state? Seriously?
Trump plus 11.
Or yeah. 11, whatever. American Noted for 2. Oh Lord, what the F did Vivek do now? What has he done?
No, it's more like what Push did.
I'm not gonna even bring that. I'm not gonna pull the tweets and stuff. Basically, he like said like, "Fuck Trump."
He's gone full anti-Trump. The other alternative candidate who never really had a chance to begin with. He's now just anti-Trump.
Yeah, that's not a good idea. And like these idiots, like they have gaslit themselves into thinking that's gonna work. Yeah, no. Okay, come for 2, Ohio, America's new social experiment for dummies. Yeah, that's right. But yeah, Ohio's be a big reality check when that happens, because Ramaswamy is gonna win the primary by 90, right? Florida's a reality check.
Gonna win.
Yeah,
that's the unfortunate.
So, yeah, Rich Barris, he's now saying this is a ramification to losing state races. So whilst seals of the right were excuse-making, Democrats were scheming to win. Oh my God! All because Washington and Colorado are planning a redrawing. 2 Democrat states, and this dumb shit is saying it's because of the seals. I'm getting so, guys, can anybody on this in chat tell me, has a single person been clapping like a seal on the right in the last 12 months? What that mean? What he's implying is everybody on the right was like pretending everything's perfectly fine. They never criticized Trump for anything. Has a single person done that on the right? They call me, like, he calls everybody a clapping seal. People that are like literally never Trumpers are clapping seals. Yeah, Republicans are majority in the Pennsylvania legislature, and in states like Washington and Colorado, they legally can't. They're gonna try, but it's like, okay, they're trying this in a D+30 state. What the hell does that have to do with anything? Oh, the seals are clapping. You think you're gonna win Colorado, or let alone Washington? I'm getting so sick of this, and at some point, people are gonna just ignore this. At this point, I'm done. Like, you cannot explain these people are full of shit. It's just nuts. I'm just stunned at how stupid this is getting. So if you live in Texas, this is kind of the voter guide in the state of Texas, okay? Yep, early voting just started today, right here. Early voting has started and it go through today to February 27th. This is the official America First Insight voter guide. If you live in one of these areas, vote for these candidates right here. It's on Twitter right now. You can look it up. I retweeted it. Look it up right now. And we got some big names here like Ken Paxton, Aaron Reitz, Don Huffines, Beau French, Steve Toth, Lance Gooden, Jessica Steinman, Ezekiel Enriquez, Brandon Herrera, Brandon Gill. It goes on. All right, Driscoll Kane, Tom Sell, etc. And we got a couple of state legislative seats as well. But really, this is the official endorsement guide. Live in Texas, you live in any of these seats, get out and vote. And even if you don't live in a competitive seat, vote for the statewide races, for attorney general, for railroad commissioner. It's a lot going on. And yes, this is primary season. This is officially the beginning of primary season. That's kind of crazy to say. We are actually in officially the 2026 primary season. It's technically begun. Election day is March 3rd. So yeah, with a poll. And they found that Republicans, they were down with young voters 18 to 24 by 28 points. Well, ages 25 to 64 were tied, and 65 plus were up by 10 points. Republicans are winning 65 plus by 10. Well, I argued that this poll right here explains why Trump has been pandering more to older people. Now, let's be clear. I think some of the pandering he's done is stupid. I think at some point, you still got to win some young people over. Well, let's have a reality check. Who votes in midterms? What demographic votes in midterms? And what demographic doesn't? Older people. older people vote in midterms. The older you get, the more likely you are to vote in general, but especially midterms. You're going to probably vote. Well, Trump is killing Democrats with old people right now, up by 10. Yes, Republicans are down with younger people, but look at that. I would argue this poll proves that Democrats have a huge problem, because if Republicans are winning old people by 10, and the youngest demographic, which is like no voters, if that's only D plus 28 or whatever, that's not enough. That's not enough, especially if the other demographics are tied. So, with this in mind, for every old person that you win over, it's about 3 young voters to replace them. And that's the math, okay? For every old voter you get, the other side needs 3 young people to make up for it. Republicans performed 4 points stronger among boomers in 2022 than the GOP leads in the poll now, and still underperformed. Yeah, let me pull this poll up. So he's making a big deal that because Republicans are doing worse with old people compared to 2022, that's proof that the strategy is bad. Really? For starters, here's the first issue. The young vote isn't as Democrat, even in the poll that you're talking about. It's like, for the very young voters that are supposed to be very Democrat, it's D plus 28. If that's the most demographic group, or the most Democratic group, guess what? It gets more Republican. So really, we're talking about for 18 to 29 in that poll was probably like D plus 20 or D plus 19. Which, guess what? That is a big swing compared to even 2020 or even like 2024, or roughly the same as 2024. That's what he's not mentioning. Actually, let me pull this up. Yeah, right here. If we assume Republicans are losing 18 to 29 by like 20 points or whatever, it would be worse than Trump in 2024, but still better than the Republicans showing in the generic ballot by like 5 points. And on top of that, look at 65 plus. Went from -3 to -10. Same for the older voters. Like, that's what I'm trying to get at. People need to understand that old people, they make up a large share of the vote, especially now, especially midterms. They fucking vote. If Republicans are winning old people by 10, and Democrats, they're still underperforming with young people. That's a crazy thing. He's making it sound like, oh, they're doing 30 points better. No. The youngest demographic is still voting Democrat by a big margin, but the other groups swung considerably Republican. Guess what? That is still roughly in line to what we saw in 2024, because 2024, this is including the voters that are 25 to 29. You get the point. But either way, young people just don't vote in midterms, especially very young people. Like, voters are like 18 to 24, they don't vote. I can't believe I keep explaining this over and over again. Just chat. Do the math on this. If I think it's roughly 60%, 60 to 65% of voters in midterms are over the age of 50. What demographic are you going to target more? Those above the age of 50 or those below the age of 50? I wonder why. If we're doing better with older people, why are we doing worse in special elections? Well, because only Democrats vote in special elections. Because again, like, people understand, like, special elections are a different animal, even for midterms. Guess what? Right here. If the generic ballot cannot be D plus 3 if Republicans lose the whites by 20. Ridiculous unless Republicans are winning non-whites. Maybe 50 points with Alaskan Native, Pacific Islanders, and Asians. Super creative, though, thanks for laughs. So he's trying to discredit the TIPP poll because it's good for Trump and the GOP. He's trying to discredit it. He's trying to discredit the poll because he claimed they found white voters going Democrat by 20. And that's why it's fake. Well, guess what? He lied. He fucking lied. I got the poll right here. their findings was white voters are plus 15. So he tried to he literally inverted reality. The two most likely groups to vote at midterms are old people and white voters. And guess what? They're both swinging heavy to the right now. I wonder what's going on here. Can no one see what's obviously going on? He's trying to bullshit people. This was a real poll. It was R plus 15, which should prove that Republicans are still in a solid position anyways. But he tried to claim it was D plus 20 for white voters in this poll. He tried to invert reality because he's gaslighting people. He's trying to demoralize everybody. He's lying, and people are falling for it. In 2024, old voters had a turnout of 75%. Young people 18 to 24 was 47%. Yeah. And that's in a presidential year. In a midterm, it's twice as bad. It's not good. Not good. But yeah, that's what Trump's team's doing. Right now, they're trying to solidify the boomer vote. I'm not a fan of it, but that's, if you want to win the midterms, you're not going to win based off of young people alone. You just can't. You need, right now, older and middle-aged people. That's how you win midterms. And then try to get younger people out to vote. Republican-leaning voters. That's what they're trying to do right now, and I like it. I think it's the best way to do it. I don't think, I'm not a fan of some of the messaging, but it is what seems to be the imminent conflict with Iran. I think it's going to happen the next week or two. I think it's going to happen. You don't send that much crap to the Middle East and do nothing. You don't send that many ships. You don't send that many planes and stuff. It's going to happen. And a lot of speculation grew from it because earlier today, Axios dropped this article that said that Trump's going to, they're going to war with Iran. That's basically what it says. They said the Trump admin is closer to a major war in the Middle East. And yeah, it's looking like they're going to actually do it. So that's the big story, that it looks like a war with Iran is inevitable. Again, we've heard this before. It could be bullshit. Next thing we know, they occupy Canada. You know, we'll see. But I think it's real this time. So what do you guys think right off the bat? Kind of the generic thing. Do you guys think war is inevitable now with Iran?
We're going to bomb the shit out of them.
To bomb them. They're going to, I would assume, they're going to try to do another Maduro operation where they yank the supreme leader, I'm guessing. Or how they just let them flee to Russia.
I said that exact thing on Twitter earlier today, too. So
I think that's what's going to happen.
No, I agree. I think Venezuela arguably was a kind of a sign and be like, hey, Iran, if you don't comply with us, well, this is going to be you.
The only concern is because with Iran, they do got the guard. That is the one issue. That's the difference between Venezuela and Iran. They got the guard.
And the other concern with Iran, too, is with Venezuela, there's not that religious fervor there. Yeah. And it's far easier to get someone more in place who is not as radical or insane as Maduro was. Iran, that's an entirely different animal there. You're dealing with Islam, you're dealing with the Middle East, you're dealing with this very uncertain, chaotic region.
The only saving grace is we are talking about Persians. That's the only saving grace. It's not like Arabs or whatever. Mm-hmm. So that should make it a little bit less batshit crazy.
I will say I don't think this will lead to. I mean, some people will say we're witnessing World War III. I'm like, no, I'm not seeing it. Russia is not going to get involved in this to defend Iran. China, I mean, this is not really that big of a thing for them either. The chain reaction that would cause World War III would be China invading Taiwan. That would be the catalyst of that.
So, Rap, because I was seeing this earlier. This is the current betting odds for the...
Yeah, we gotta talk about this. Listen, again, I'm not. I think Democrats are taking the House right now. All right, but I'm at a loss of words for how insane the betting markets have gotten. I'm telling you this right now. If you listen to Robert Barnes for betting advice in the year 2026, good luck. Good freaking luck.
I trust Robert Barnes with my life. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Robert Barnes.
These guys.
Okay, hold on.
Hold
on. Robert Barnes only W. I think in the last several months or something is he endorsed Brandon Herrera. I think yesterday.
Oh wow! Right when he's about to probably win. Congratulations. But yeah, look at this shit. An 82% chance Democrats win Michigan, 80% chance in Georgia, 78% in North Carolina, 69% in Maine, Alaska 44%, Ohio 40%, Iowa 35%, Texas 34%, Nebraska 26%, Florida 12%. You're telling me some dumb shits are actually putting money on this?
Yeah,
Yes.
What the great Red Eagle politics call the election mafia polling.
They're back.
They're back. But it's the betting mafia now.
Well, no, this time it's from the right. That's the crazy, or allegedly the right.
Tell you guys, this is exactly what I want to tell you, okay? According to this, there is a higher chance that Democrats flip Nebraska, which is a state Trump won by 20, than there is that Republicans, win a Senate race in Michigan, North Carolina, or Georgia. All three of those states voted for Trump by over a point.
Oh my gosh, I just realized that.
They're saying Democrats have a better chance in Texas than Susan Collins has of winning re-election.
That is batshit crazy. That is insane.
They have. Also, I gotta tell you guys this. They also have Telrico surging in the Democratic primary.
You didn't say anything. It didn't come through.
You know, with the current numbers, Crockett will probably be the nominee because Dallas is like insane turnout right now.
Yeah, the two big ones are Dallas and Houston.
I wanted Telrico to be the nominee just because I personally cannot fucking stand that ugly twink. But if it's gonna be Crockett, sure, whatever. Crockett is the objectively worst candidate to run statewide. She's awful.
Yeah, that's why I want her to be
She has no platform policy. If you were to tell me because I remember back during the the 22 midterms when we were on call, I was openly ranting about how they were the Texas, I know Real Texan was here, and I've definitely talked to TA about this privately. The Texas Democratic Party's core are all a bunch of fucking woke dipshits. And I don't mean woke as in the boomer sense. I mean as in they are so progressive that they are fundamentally disconnected from the rest of the state party. You want to know what these motherfuckers are? They're all like Rice University and UT Austin fucking grads. That's what these people are.
Oh,
they're
boy.
fucking machine members. And they're, of course, going to naturally gravitate towards fucking Jasmine Crockett because she's the big, strong woman. Yesterday, Raph and I were doing the stream, and we did the math. We looked at the math. This is about the highest Dems can get right now, we'd say, and this is about as low as the Republican Party can get, short of the impending recession. And if the election were to be held today, right now, with as favorable conditions as they are for the Democrats, the only seat that they'd be flipping from a Republican would maybe be North Carolina. They'd win the House. But in terms of the Senate, the only one they'd really pick up would be North Carolina. The math is not there for the Democrats to take the Senate in 2026, which blows my fucking mind why they think they can run the most extreme fucking candidates imaginable, especially fucking Jasmine Crockett. Ken Paxton is the 2018 Ted Cruz that the Democrats thought they'd have. You could run so much shit on Ken Paxton, especially with Tallarico. I do think if Tallarico were the nominee, he probably would actually have a fucking chance. Not as good as Beto in 2018, but Paxton would have been Paxton would be that vulnerable.
I was gonna say, I voted for Paxton today.
People are saying already we raised $600 million or something. It's something nuts.
$700 million.
That's cash on hand.
6-7.
Now, Democrats, their one advantage is they still got the resist lib candidates. They can raise $80 million in a day. They still got that shit.
Yeah, and but
they're not nearly as effective as they used to be.
Yeah,
though. That's the thing.
Because it used to be every candidate would raise $20 million in 5 seconds. They don't got that now. Yeah, some are raising
Crockett is not a fundraising machine. I don't know if anyone's noticed. She doesn't have a good history of raising money outside of the black community. She doesn't raise money for shit.
She doesn't.
Ossoff, he raises money. Ossoff does know how to raise money.
Okay, here's the thing. I remember hearing about this. Ossoff, I think somebody ran the numbers on this. Something like 80 or 90% of his fundraising is out of state.
Yeah.
That sounds about
it's
right.
I will
fucking
say, too,
insane.
here's the thing. Ossoff's money sounds impressive until you realize that we almost, the entire amount of money he raised, we basically sent that to Susan Collins on a Monday a couple weeks ago.
I remember that,
So, we got so much money
and we have Elon Musk hasn't spent shit yet. He could casually drop $2 billion right now.
What is Elon Musk's?
I'm going to remind everyone.
It's going to get 2% of the vote.
I'm going to remind everyone of this. Also, fuck you, Lee Britain. I'm going to remind this to everybody. Ever since control of the GOP, I'm going to fly to Wisconsin and gouge your eyes out with my dirty ass fingers.
Okay, chill out.
Anyway, as I was saying, God damn it, now I don't remember what I was fucking saying. Fuck you. No, wait, now I remember. Remember, since Whatley took control of the GOP, it has become the new GOP electoral strategy of saving up all of our money until the last fucking minute and then blowing our fucking load at the end. Paxton is the nominee. I'm pretty sure grassroots funding for Paxton would unironically dwarf anything the Senate Republicans could send him, or anything Crockett could raise for herself.
That's the thing with Paxton. He could fundraise.
Ye knows what I'm talking about. Paxton knows how to. Paxton's a motherfucking magician with the way he pulls money out of fucking thin air.
How does he do it?
Well, he gets everyone. He gets all the big conservatives riled up. So yeah, he's good at what he does.
Yeah, he's got all the oil companies love him. The agricultural lobby loves him. Fucking Main Street, Texas loves him. All the fucking precious mineral dudes love him. And I can speak anecdotally. All the right-wing tech bros in Austin and San Antonio fucking adore him because he's taking out all the fucking Indians right now. He's doing everything to. Of all the candidates the Republican Party is going to be behind, this isn't just the fucking midterms for Texas. This is the Paxton and Powell's super happy fun time. Let's go skull fuck Jasmine Crockett in the Texas Democratic Party midterm party.
All right. So that Tony Gonzalez had an affair with the former aide who later set herself on fire. According to Gonzalez's ex-staffer,
apparently the widower, and apparently the staffer's husband is.
It's a good drop.
Bachelor of the.
Yeah, he's got it.
Yeah, right here. I have interviewed. This is somebody from the. I don't know. I think Daily Mail maybe, but they interview the husband of the person that set herself on fire, and apparently. They're going to be publishing shocking claims shortly. It's already bad enough he had an affair and the woman set herself on fire, which that alone, we heard about this a year ago or whatever it was. Was it a year ago or 6 months ago?
Yes. Yes. For those who are unaware, the best news, like the best newspaper you could. It's one of the few newspapers, like sources of primary fucking media I read outside Twitter. Current Revolt is the place to go to if you want to stay up to date on Texas politics. Current Revolt initially broke it. You should all check out Current Revolt. They have a Substack, they have a Twitter page, they have a website.
I was gonna say, we simply do not care about fucking fiscal conservatism, abolish Social Security if it means we lower the deficit a little bit. That has never been the style of conservatism I've been a fan of. I think it's retarded.
I don't consider myself a conservative. I consider myself an American nationalist, and I consider myself a paternalist. I don't give a fuck if we're spending or slashing on the economy, as long as the numbers make fucking sense. I'm down for whatever. I am okay with doubling fucking welfare or slashing it entirely if the numbers make sense. If you can present to me a way you can make a welfare program work or a new function of government work or whatever, sure, I'm fine with it. Just make the fucking money make sense. And that's ultimately what most Americans give a fuck about. They don't give a fuck about principles like freedom or fiscal conservatism like the old Reaganite caucus does. You know what the median Republican voter is concerned about? The median fucking Republican voter is concerned about getting jobs back, cheap energy slash cheap fuel and gasoline, lowering the cost of groceries, making it so that, especially the youth, they can actually fucking go like me, because I'm stuck with this shit box at 150. That's what the people give a fuck about. I don't give a fuck about you or your goddamn fucking tax cuts. I do whatever fucking taxes I have to. If that means I can fucking be married by the time I'm 30 and have a house and I can support a bunch of kids. Because I work full time with the goddamn army, goddammit. I don't want to afford this bullshit. The economy fucking sucks. We sold ourselves out to fucking China. We sold ourselves out to the devil.
All right.
Fucking candidate that's gonna be able to reverse this fucking mess in any meaningful capacity. But immigration and the economy.
Okay, Tyrone. All right. Calm down.
Especially with Dallas and Houston happening in southern Arizona, New Mexico.
I gotta find the map.
Seattle, like we are. The United States government is actively subsidizing mentally retarded brown people who want to kill and rape me and my family into giving them all my taxpayer money. And if I fucking call them out for it, I get called a racist, sexist, Nazi pedophile.
Okay.
And I'm fucking barred from participating in polite society ever again.
Okay,
It's ridiculous, and if you try to describe this to the average Democrat, they say you're fucking crazy. No matter how much proof you have for it. Something has to be done. Someone's gonna get down about it.
Sam Madsen for 5. Why is the GOP, including Trump, still so attached to fiscal conservatism? Do you ever see that changing? Trump isn't. Trump does not give a shit about that stuff. He says, oh yeah, we'll cut the debt. Funny how that works. Tyrone, I brought up the map, and look at this. Look at this shit.
Oh, I hate it so much.
Let's talk about it. It got updated. Look at this. All these dots are some of these individual like centers and shit. These quote unquote clinics.
Dude, I saw
look at this
the other day on Twitter. I saw a fucking map the other day on Twitter. You know what it was?
What?
There were 384 fucking trucking businesses out of a single suburban neighborhood.
I know what you're talking about. I follow that account. I gotta find that. Yeah, so guys, look at this shit. Just casually, tens of thousands of these dots. They represent a clinic. It represents these bullshit centers that don't exist. Look at this. And look at the heat map where it's mostly concentrated. Minnesota, New York, California.
Look, zoom in on Texas. Look
at Texas. Look at this shit.
It's the Texas Triangle and the fucking border region, which is where most of the illegal activity takes place, by the way.
Yeah. I mean, look at Louisiana. Look at these Republican states. It's even
medical fraud is directly tied to either minorities or Appalachia swaths and swaths of broke-ass motherfucking poor whites. And with Appalachia, I at least understand the plight. Because they've been under corporate boot and heel for a long fucking time, and the hollowing out of American industry has made their fucking energy industries basically fucking worthless. But there's no fucking excuse with these blue states, with all the medical fraud happening, with the fucking minorities. There's no.
This is the other map that was posted, because that was the thing. Oh, guys, these are just virtual addresses, which, you know, that's one thing. But look at this shit. Look at it.
Yeah, no, it's actual fucking homes and addresses.
Yeah, hundreds of addresses. Some have 10, 20 companies in one. Again, if this was a couple, that's not the issue. If it was all one house, that's one thing. It's all spread out. It's all freaking concentrated. This is one neighborhood. One neighborhood has this shit.
And I can tell you which immigrant demographic is responsible.
I wonder. We're not going down that rabbit hole tonight, but
Oh, I mean, I will say. We just arrested one of the biggest fucking perpetuators of fraud is that fucking ethnic origin here in Texas. Him and his
I heard about that.
For fraudulently creating nearly 500,000 work visas.
Wait, hold up. What?
Yeah, it was something like 460,000 work visas fraudulently created by this Indian man and his. Oops, I said it.
Hey, listen.
It's fucking Indians. It's fucking Indians. It's always the fucking Indians.
You're for. But are you serious? For one person, 400,000?
Yes. They curse Vishnu. They curse Vishnu.
I mean, guys, you think the fraud?
Source for you right now because I'm driving to church.
That's fine.
Yeah, the Ash wins.
Have they cut anything in Congress yet for this stuff?
No. It's mostly been executive orders. Trump's going to need a congressional majority in both chambers and to nuke the filibuster in order to fucking put any of this into law and to enshrine it. But, you know, that's not going to happen.
Yeah, but it's like, we'll see. And also,
which is why it's incredibly important we get Vance elected in 2028, because the moment a Democrat takes power, I've been saying this for a little bit now, and I'll say it again. Spanberger is the template for what they are going to do in 28. It's only been a month. Virginia into a fucking nightmare.
Yeah.
With everything. Imagine what they would do at a fucking presidential level when they're able to stop the purging of the intelligence agencies the Trump admin is going into, and they can easily. All the shit Trump is doing right now that we love, they will be able to so much more quickly reverse it than he is implementing it.
And a reminder, guys, like, Republicans suck, and I agree, like, some Republicans, like, they're so dog shit, like don't even bother, but, like...
Republicans are the party of the stupid. Democrats are the party of the evil!
Yeah, I mean, just, can you imagine if somebody like Spanberger became president and took control of the intelligence agencies?
I wouldn't be surprised if Spanberger is made the director of national intelligence on day 3.
God!
Could you imagine what would happen if Spanberger was put in charge of all the fucking intelligence agencies? I'm actually calling it right now. Actually, I'm going to call it right now. She's going to be the fucking DNI if Democrats win in 28. If not the fucking vice president.
If you think it was bad enough under Biden or Obama, you've seen nothing, because now the Democrat Party, they're so delusional now. They're tripling down the stuff. At least with Biden and a few people in the administration, they weren't completely off the rails. But now it's just like, can you imagine Spanberger or Harris running the show? Oh my gosh. You think it's bad now? That's what I'm trying to tell people. And like you said, they are reforming these agencies. It's slow as shit, but they are making progress.
There's a reason why it's HSI, ICE, and Border Patrol doing all this shit right now and not FBI. Those arrests against the people who fucking harassed the church, especially like Don Lemon, it was HSI, not the FBI.
First big story, I guess, is about redistricting because, let's be honest, we were expecting a lot more for redistricting. And honestly, if it wasn't for Indiana doing the shit they did, I don't think it would be as big of a disaster as it is right now. If Indiana at least drawn out one Democrat, people wouldn't be bitching as much, or, you know, people wouldn't be panicking as much. But nope, they just had to do what they did. And they say, no, we can't do anything because of principles. You can't make this up. These dumb shits in an R plus what, 20 state, R plus 15 or whatever, these morons thought, yeah, let's actually ignore Indiana redistricting. We're going to stop it from happening. And it's stupid. The point is, though, Republicans botched Indiana. We did get Missouri. We did get North Carolina, Texas. But now, we don't got Indiana. And now, Virginia is trying to force through a new map. But there is some good news on the Virginia front. Some excellent news, in fact. We have been very critical, and we've been waiting for the administration or the RNC to really step in. Well, they did. The RNC is now officially challenging the Virginia Democrats' 2026 redistricting shit show in court, arguing it violates state code and pushes which is bad. Yeah, I'm trying to find the wording because, like, it is utter insanity what they're trying to say. Actually, we might be able to actually just, yeah, actually, we can just use the Virginia Department of Elections. Yeah, found it. Here we go. So this is the official Virginia.gov website. We're not talking about some random bullshit. No, this is the language of this ballot, okay? Look at this shit. This is the wording of it. Should the Constitution of Virginia be amended to allow the General Assembly to temporarily adopt new congressional districts to restore fairness in the upcoming elections, while ensuring Virginia's standard redistricting process resumes for all future redistricting after the 2030 census. Yeah, this is real. This is a new map, but this is a fair map. Not a fair commission. This is a fair map. Which I think it's illegal, by the way, worded this way. Which that's what the lawsuit's over. The RNC has just sued the state of Virginia over this, or the Commonwealth of Virginia. They have just sued them. So, yeah. Right here.
Oh, cool. The fucking exit gate's actually open. I don't gotta spend 10 fucking minutes driving through the camp to get out.
Yeah, an emergency motion has been filed for a injunction, a temporary restraining order with a request for a hearing before March 2nd. And Congressmen Morgan Griffith and Ben Klein have joined the lawsuit as plaintiffs. Their goal is to block the April 21st referendum. The Democrats seem awfully confident about winning. So basically, the RNC's finally got off their ass and they're doing something. Why didn't they do anything beforehand? I don't know. But
probably because they had sufficient enough backlash in the state to actually finally do something.
Maybe. But still, just like Virginia Republicans, like the RNC should have been involved immediately. So yeah, but basically Virginia, they're finally filing lawsuits. There are concerns.
It might be too little too late, honestly.
Well, they're trying to just block it from happening. And that's their Hail Mary. Which, again, I think based on the wording, that's gotta violate some law somewhere. Like, you can't tell with a straight face, yeah, you can have a...
It's gotta violate some law, but that's not gonna stop the fucking Virginia Democratic Party. And quite frankly, I just don't have confidence in the Tell me why I should hold confidence in the state of Virginia Supreme Court when they allowed the referendum to go through. They could have said, we're not going to allow it to go through while we determine the legality of it. But they said, we're going to determine the legality of it, but we're going to allow the referendum to go through anyway. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, that's just weird.
It's weird. It doesn't make any sense. And to me, it just says that the Virginia Republican Party is not taking this remotely seriously whatsoever. And I think Virginia's fucked. And now, because Virginia's fucked, as we talked about yesterday, Colorado's going to try their hand at redistricting before 28.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Indiana won't redraw a single fucking seat. That is pathetic. I'm getting so sick of these Republicans. Oh,
and
now
then you have
Florida.
That fucking 86-year. I was gonna say you have that fucking 80-year-old motherfucker in the House who said, "Oh, I don't support redistricting in Florida because it's not fair." Motherfucker, the redistricting wars were a Republican ploy by Trump, and you guys are fucking losing it because you guys want to die on the fucking dick ride called principled conservatism. Your principles have gotten us nowhere.
Yeah, let me put the Dan Webster thing.
Trumpism and MAGA are the only fucking things keeping the Republican Party alive. The Republican Party was going to go virtually extinct as a serious political institution in 2016 until Trump stepped up.
You're worried.
I'll fucking say this again. You guys should absolutely be fucking terrified of what's happening in Virginia. Because Abigail Spanberger has been groomed her entire fucking career to be Hillary Clinton 2.0. Except worse, because she's not just a political machinist. She's also got a strong fucking background in the intelligence community.
That is not a good combination.
No, it's not a good combination. You know what the nightmare Democrat ticket in 28 for me is? It's Newsom and Spanberger. I want you to tell me with a straight face that isn't the only ticket that's simultaneously scary and serious. Any scary ticket isn't going to be taken seriously, especially ones with fucking AOC. And any serious ticket, I mean, obviously it's going to be scary because it's Democrats, but like, they're going to be inept Democrats.
Yeah.
Having someone like Spanberger be fucking Newsom's running mate should terrify the shit out of you.
Yeah, because
seeing what California and Virginia are doing right now to terrify the fuck out.
I mean, like, you're going to end up with a sleazebag president and literally a CIA person as vice president.
You're going to end up with a sleazebag DNC darling who doesn't give a fuck and is going to do whatever he wants because he's a fucking thug. And you're going to end up with a literal fucking glowing federal agent asset. You do not want to combine party apparatus. You do not want to combine party apparatus leadership with intelligence community. You want to know the last time we saw that? We saw Clinton and Kane. And Kane, at the very least, was naval intelligence. He wasn't proper civilian.
Yeah, he wasn't like the
years since Trump has been the fucking head of the Republican Party, and we still have our own ilk saying Orange Man bad. Get the fuck out of here, you sons of bitches!
I'm getting so sick of these people. And the worst part is that they actually justify it. It's like, oh, the Democrats, if they take power, I have an idea. How about prevent them from taking power? You dumb shits. I can't believe I explained this in year 10 of this.
Imagine if the roles were reversed. Motherfucker, we don't have to imagine if the roles were reversed. The Virginia fucking Republican Party lost by 5 fucking points in 2024. Then they fielded a fucking quite slow Jamaican black immigrant female from the Marine Corps. Like, oh yeah, you're really trying to tick all the boxes of shit no one fucking cares about, huh? Now they're fucking governing like it's California and New York.
Yeah.
And we're only a month into Spanberger being
It's going to get worse. It's going to get 100% worse.
She has 47 months left.
Yeah. And do people understand, like...
Month fucking one still. And she's treating it as if she's a fucking dictator.
And people understand, and like, the thing with Virginia is, those crazy proposals, they haven't even been passed yet. They're still... They're gonna ram through all that shit. You think it's already shit enough? People are already bitching about the electricity costs and everything skyrocketed. It's already becoming miserable. Can you imagine when they pass that law where they basically decriminalize everything? Good luck.
Yeah, I'm sure the people who voted for Spanberger, or like just I'm sure the people who sat out their election are now really happy that they are about to remove criminal penalties for raping children. I hope you're fucking happy with yourselves. I'm not gonna be a terrible person. I'm not gonna be fucking Andy Bashir and say, I hope your child gets raped. No one should fucking have to do that. But honestly, since you are complicit in that, you kind of fucking, I'm not gonna say you deserve it, but like, don't be fucking surprised if that happens. And the fucking Somali immigrant or whatever the fuck they
Okay, anyways. Oh my gosh. President Gilbert Giddy up for 10. I know you put out a video rap, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Republicans be like, we have all this money, but we can't spend it because small government and principles are based on this statement. Yeah.
Fuck your principles. If your fucking principles are going to disable me and hinder me from being able to raise a family and own a home and bear my fucking constitutional right to fucking arms, fuck your goddamn principles. I don't give a out of my country. I don't want you here. I want to be able to protect my wife and my kids and my property like the fucking Constitution says it's a goddamn right to. So if you want to fucking undercut your right to your principles, you're a fucking loser. Another fucking piece of shit shouldn't hold office because you're a fucking coward and a morally piece of shit bastard.
Marcus for 5. Okay. Marcus for 5.
I'm so sorry. I'm worked up right now.
No, it's fine.
There you go. There you go. There's the fucking Tyrone Rod Rage. Whoever wanted it, there you fucking go.
Okay. It would be what they did under Biden and the second term of Obama on fucking steroids.
Dog, they would go, they would fucking do what FDR failed to do.
Yeah.
Fucking Newsom, Spanberger, they'd 100% pack the fucking court.
Yeah.
They've already fucking spoken on the fucking topic.
Yeah. And again, the Intel connections are scary as shit for Spanberger. And can you imagine her being the vice president? Somebody that's that deep in the Intel community? Yeah, what's the worst that could happen? I don't think people truly understand. It's like, listen, I don't like Republicans. I think the Republican Party, outside of a few people, suck this day. But objectively, let's just say Republicans, you blow it in 2028 on purpose. You don't vote Republican. Democrats are going to have permanent power. I hope people realize that.
Democrats are going to take control. They're going to, day one, immediately undo every executive order that Trump has done in his second admin. They're going to immediately dismantle ICE. Dude, dismantle ICE is going to become the moderate position by 28. You are going to have people openly chanting for prosecuting ICE agents by 28.
Or worse.
Dude, you can't make up the shit that they are going to do in 28. The shit we could think of that they do, they're going to fucking end up doing worse by the time actual campaign season comes around.
Yeah.
Mark my fucking words. By 2028, the moderate Democrat position is going to be actively persecute and arrest ICE agents for betraying our democracy.
Yeah, and I would argue even worse. I like that. That's what I'm trying to tell people. Would you really want that for a couple years? Seriously? My God,
you shouldn't want to run the fucking risk.
Yeah, Democrats, like you said, they don't give a shit. They don't fucking care. It doesn't matter what you say or do. They hate each other. Even in 2024, you had some Democrats cross the line. But honestly, those Democrats are like, that's it. That was the amount of Democrats that are like halfway sane that crossed the party lines. Outside of that, you got nobody else. So you don't sink the ship that you're on. You don't sink the ship that you're on that's like that's protecting you from the Arctic like fucking water. You try to fix it, you try to repair it, make it better, but you don't try to blow it up, because you know what's gonna happen if Republicans lose at 28? What the GOP's gonna do?
Nothing.
No, they're gonna think Trumpism, MAGA, America First, whatever you want to call it, is the reason they lost. So they're gonna go back to Jeb Bush, Nikki Haley, Ted Cruz, that crowd. Yeah.
Take your time, man.
That's what we're gonna end up with. So listen, Republicans aren't perfect, but do you really want Virginia happening nationwide? Virginia's a warning sign. It's a warm up. This is like them in the bullpen. They're prepared with the shit wreck everything. They're gonna wreck shit up immediately. But I can't believe they explained this. Oh, because what? Some purity test wasn't passed because Trump did not deport 80 million people. Yeah, I want more deportations. But at some point, there's gonna be some halfway reasonable discussion about this stuff. K-Cup for 5. What's scary is the Democrat voters. Remember, all was sunshine and rainbows because no orange man for 4 years. Deranged voters want it all burned down. Yeah. These people, like, literally, like, they have lost it. You cannot give these people any kind of power because you end up with, like, Virginia. You end up, like, New York City. You end up like California, Illinois. Look at Illinois. They're about to lose the Chicago Bears to Indiana. And you're going to tell me, like, I know that's not the biggest political issue, but imagine saying that. Yeah, the state is so incompetent that they're about to give up the Chicago Bears to Indiana. That Denver, on average, is one of the more younger parts of the country, I think. It's like only 12%, like, age 65 and over. So they're a bit of a younger city. Well, question. Why do they have so many personal care centers? Look at this.
Because the government allows them to do it.
Look at this shit. Look at this fucking one road. There's like 10 next to each other. There's like 10, 20, 30, all in pockets. Look at this. Another one there, another one there. Once in a while, fine. This is a city. There's more, obviously. We get the point. But look at this shit. You're telling me that Denver, Colorado, a city that's far younger on average, has this many personal care centers funded by Medicaid? Really? And they're all like next to each other and clustered? That's very strange, isn't it? Why are they all clustered like this? Why?
Fraud.
Yeah, well, like, what's the explanation? Like, how can you say in one road every single building is Medicaid funded? Quality Medicine Center. Oh gosh. But this shit right here, there's more. Like this people going down this rabbit hole. Doge just uncovered the bare minimum of shit going on. Absolute bare minimum. Because at least with the federal level, you at least have some checks here and there for where some of the money is going. And a good chunk of it is for stuff like Social Security and Medicare. And yes, there's arguments that those are Ponzi schemes. We all know that. But like, you can argue at the bare minimum, these places, most of the money is at least going somewhere halfway reasonable or whatever. But I've been looking more at it. I think the biggest fraud, the most fraud in the country is at the local level. You want a good example? This is the funding for the Minneapolis police. I think it's the public schools, just from Minneapolis. Now, for context, they have, I think, 29,000 students. Okay, Tyrone, take a guess.
Quality learning centers.
Yeah, take a guess how much you're spending in total for 29,000 students.
6.4 billion.
Well, not that high. It is still
$500,000.
$769 million. And they still have a deficit of 50 million. Look at this shit. Projected allocations. So, wait a minute. You're telling me that you raised $700 million, and you're still $50 million short? Are you serious? I just brought this up because, like, guys, I think the fraud, it's bad off the federal level. But I think, you notice with most of these, the most stuff they're exposing, you know where most of the money's going to?
Hit me, I actually can't recall off the top of my head.
These are mostly grants that the states control.
Yeah, that sounds about right. And now you need to consider how many other blue states, or states with Democratic governors, rather.
Yeah. Because people didn't assume, like, yes, the federal government does a lot of fraud, but the biggest, not really fraud, it's just they're incompetent. They don't check where the money goes. But a lot of the money that is spent by the federal government, it's actually by the states and the local areas. So what's happening is they're just burning through hundreds of millions of dollars, if not billions, on nonsense, but they use bullshit grants. So nobody checks it, because they're supposed to be ones that check it. And they're just pocketing half the money. That's what's going on here, I think. We need more investigations, not the federal level, because I think Doge has done everything they can, realistically. I want to see more cuts, but it's like, how much more can they expose? They expose the Medicaid fraud.
But, like...
Yeah. Well, the thing is, with red states, it's like, some of them have adopted reforms to actually fix some of the literacy stuff. I think it was Louisiana that might have implemented the major one, or Mississippi.
Yes, it was Louisiana, Mississippi.
Yeah, it's like
and Arkansas. Those were the three big. Those are like the three good states.
They implement real reforms, and they actually focus on teaching kids, not this shit of, oh, we need $25,000 per student, and we're still bankrupt. Where's the fucking money going? If you're spending $25,000 on each student, you know what you should be expecting? Top scores in the world. This should be top 1% on average. But no, you know where the money's going to? These corrupt these unions. These bullshit unions. Something's gonna be done with these teacher unions. At some point, you gotta do something. Let's see.
The unions in America are corrupt as fuck because they are Democratic Party machines.
Yeah.
It's that fucking simple. The sooner people wake up and realize the unions are actually bad, and I don't mean the unions are bad in like the fucking stereotypical like fucking pink me motherfucking union busting laissez-faire Republican sense. I mean, like, unions are objectively morally debased, financially wicked organizations which act as nothing more than money laundering machines and entities that help spur the indoctrination of students in public education.
By the way, nobody fails anymore. You pass no matter what. So a person that gets an A+ on a test, they have the same grade as someone that got an F-. That's the issue, right? Like that, and that's what a lot of cities are doing now. A lot of school districts are just batshit crazy. I can't believe this is not talked about more. But the problem is, you notice like these people that are so like crazy about Doge and saying, "Oh, Doge is dead. Trump broke his promises." Did any of these people?
Doge isn't dead. People like out of sight, out of mind is literally exactly that for most people. I mean, look, we've been it's been an established position for a while in this friend group of ours on stream that the average person should not have the right to vote because of how fucking stupid they are. And this is the perfect fucking example. Trump bailed on us. Trump didn't let Doge is the reason we are now on social media able to see over $1 trillion worth of medical industry fraud and laundering.
At least that's bare minimum shit, by the way. That's what they got access to right now.
1 trillion is the number. 1 trillion is the number we have seen solely out of just out of Minnesota and New York State alone. Imagine what happens when California or Pennsylvania or Michigan or Colorado or New Mexico are brought in.
Yeah, like we're talking about
fucking Seattle and
God.
Yeah.
Like people understand like this starts at the local level. You want to fix the spending issue? You don't start top bottom. You start the local level. You investigate every dime that's being spent, because that's how you expose the shit. Because a lot of these cities, they rely on federal grants. That's how you fix the deficit right there. You go after these bullshit cities.
Trump should just pass a fucking executive order halting all federal grants, period.
I think he should. All grants, anything to these states, suspended.
You want to paralyze local and state financial fraud? You stop the grants.
Yeah.
You pause all funding to grants. I guarantee you, remember how they freaked the fuck out when we said we were gonna like withdraw all money from USAID?
Yeah.
Their response is going to be 10 times fucking more, like, they will cry and shit themselves if we pause all funding to federal grants.
I mean, that's Randy Fine in a nutshell. He understands, like, he sucks in that shit. I don't get, people say, well, the reason he's doing it, I know. He's doing it because Israel. We all know this. At this point,
if we're doing it for Israel, if it takes cozying up to the fucking Jews to get rid of fucking 8 to 9 digits worth of illegals in this country, I'm all fucking for it.
Well, and
it's not like we're their bitch anymore. Then Yahoo's finally said, okay, cool, we're going to decouple. The Trump admin is the most, like, I'm not gonna say anti-Israel, but it's like the most. The Trump admin understands they need to put Israel in fucking line. They've been doing that. It's a great fucking thing. Randy Fine, for all his fucking shit, he's still following Trump's lead. Sure, he's a rabid Zionist and he's the fucking IDF's tank division in Congress. I don't give a fuck though, dude. I'm all for it.
Yeah, again, it's
Randy
like
Fine is fine by me.
Yeah, and now again, like the Israel stuff, that's a whole different story. They do want to decouple a little bit. We'll see how that goes. But just like, guys, I don't get the reasoning. It's like, we got to get rid of Randy Fine because Israel. And listen, if you can replace somebody as good as him on immigration and better foreign policy, I'll support him. But is there anybody like that right now?
No, there isn't. And honestly, I don't think it fucking matters too much, honestly. Randy Fine's kind of a performative rabid Zionist. He's still in line with the Trump admin. The Trump admin, look, people who are complaining about him because of his stance on Israel, I don't fucking care. You know why? Because he's not setting foreign policy. The Trump admin has managed to very finessely, like with great finesse, control the fucking Israelis.
Yeah, can you
He's been
explain
able
this?
to put them in line.
Can you actually explain this?